This is Daniel here for Eat, Sleep, Box and Repeat. I'm joined by the former WBO European welterweight champion, Darren Tetley. Everything all right, Dar?
All good, mate. Yeah, how you doing?
Yeah, not too bad, thank you. Thank you for taking time out of camp today to give us this time to have a chat with you. So I understand, obviously, the last time you were interviewed by ourselves was back in 2020. So just for any new viewers that have joined us today or will be watching this video today, if you can just give us a bit of a background on yourself from amateurs to professional.
Yeah, I started when I was 10. Watched Rocky 4, like probably a load of other boxers in the UK. Says to my mum and stepdad, I'm going to do that, and they laughed at me at first. And then here I am. So yeah, I was amateur. I think I won 3 national titles, the GB gold medal, 3 Nations gold medal. I won a Commonwealth Youth Games silver, and then obviously went pro and won the WBO European and was 20-0 at one point, and now obviously 23, lost 2, I think I've had.
Yeah.
Or 20, lost 2, something like that.
Yeah, no, like I said, that. I mean, obviously you had a very, very good amateur career. Then obviously that stead you well to go into the pro game. So obviously, if we go back on, obviously you were the WBO European welterweight champion. Obviously, that's a great title to hold. Obviously, normally leads on to bigger and better things. Obviously, I understand obviously that you spoke last time. You didn't feel that you had the fights and the recognition you should have had after winning that. So how do you think that came about, and what do you think the reason surrounding that was?
Yeah, I mean, it's weird because when me and Mason Cartwright produced the fight of the year, I turned it round from him down on the cards. Dropped him the round before and then stopped him with a cut, and even the cut went viral. And I remember thinking everything was gonna really push on then, and get some defense in, and then nothing really came. We'd get offered fights, and then we got offered Gary Corker and Johnny Garton winner. Obviously, and we accepted. That was before they boxed. We accepted the winner, whoever it was going to be. And then, a week later, before they boxed again, it came on, no, never mind. And I was just sat on the shelf, just sat waiting. And then I think I boxed in Bradford. I had a 6-rounder in Bradford. Something got offered 2 weeks before. And I was like, you give me 2 weeks to prepare for a 10-rounder.
Yeah.
When you already knew I had a 6-rounder in. Do you know what I mean? I'd already sold all tickets. And I got messed around a bit, and then I was just sat, and I think at the time I was unbeaten. I was a southpaw, kind of who needs him, kind of thing. And then nothing really came of it, and I think it shows how mad boxing is, because we got the Liam Taylor fight. I got beat again, got another fight of the year, then got an English title fight on the back of that, off a loss. And it's it just shows how mad boxing is. You can be 17, 18 and all and get absolutely nothing. And then you have a loss, and suddenly, you're easy pickings for everyone. And I guarantee that's probably why I've got this fight.
Yeah, I was just going to ask that, because obviously after your the 2 losses, obviously the Liam Taylor fight for the eliminator, and then obviously the English title fight, obviously you came back after a bit of time off, and obviously had a 6-round. I think it was a 6-rounder last time. Obviously points victory back in November, and obviously you were talking then about potentially maybe going down the southern area route and then potentially back up to the English title fight. And obviously this fight has come off now with Essuman for obviously all 3 belts: the British, the Commonwealth, and the European, which you can't really ask for much more of. So how do you believe that it's because of them 2 losses they're looking at you as potentially easy pickings, or do you think that it's how do you believe this has come around?
1,000,000%, it's that. Obviously I won the 6th round. I said I wouldn't mind a shot at the central area. And then try work up. But I also said in the same interview, if an opportunity came, I was never going to turn it down.
Exactly. Yeah. Timing's everything, isn't it?
And why would I? I've had 2 losses. I've been able to look at both losses and go from where I went wrong and what to do, and more get my mindset right on how to approach certain fights and stuff. I mean, nobody in boxing is giving me a chance. Nobody. No, I don't care who they are. Nobody's giving me a chance, and I'm fine with that. I don't really give a shit. It doesn't matter to me. You know, because it's no pressure on me. If I went in there and got chinned in 5 seconds, all anyone's going to say is we knew that was going to happen. So I can't lose.
Yeah, you know, it's a win-win situation, isn't it?
Yeah, I've got everything to gain and nothing to lose, and I still believe I'm a very good fighter. I still believe I've got a lot to give. So, you know, that's the only reason this fight's come about. And you know, on paper, it looks decent win on paper. And I've lost 2 fights, so they think they're going to come in and wipe the floor with me and get just another notch on his defense, and then one more and he wins it outright. And you know, I'm all fine with that if that's what people is thinking, and everyone else is thinking that. But it's funny because nobody's giving me a chance. But like my reply is like, okay, so if I beat Ekow, is that going to be the biggest upset in British boxing? Is it? It's not, is it?
No, it's not.
No,
You've still got a 20-2 record. It's not as if you're coming in here with a record that's 5 or 6 losses. You've still got a very good record going into this fight.
So this is the thing, and like people saying I don't have a chance and all this stuff, but then on the same hand, if I win, it's not going to be the biggest upset ever, is it? So it's not as clear cut as what people are trying to think.
No.
You know, he's on a good wave. He's the champion, isn't he? He's a very good fighter. I'm not going to disrespect him, and I don't do that. I'm not into the bad mouth. I don't need a fake blooming talking shit about someone. Because regardless what I say about him, I could say he's the nicest person in the world. April 29th, he's still going to try to punch my head in. I could say he's the biggest dickhead in the world. April 29th, he's still going to want to punch my head in. So I don't need to fake anything. He's the champion for a reason. And he's done what he's had to do, and he's got the results, and he's looked good doing it. So I understand that I'm in for a hard fight, but the difference is I understand that. I know what's coming. I don't think they do. I think they just think it's an easy fight for him. And I think that's going to be the difference.
Yeah, so going into April 29th, and obviously you're in that mindset that you could have to go to the trenches. It is going to be a hard fight. So have you made any changes to camp for this fight? Are you training the same way that you do for every fight? Is there anything different that you're doing?
Obviously we're changing some technical aspects on what I need to work on and stuff like that, but I'm still giving everything's going well. I'm flying, you know, like everyone's going to say in it.
Yeah.
No one's going to say shit, but you know, we're tweaking little things and adding things here and there, and you know, but I think ultimately it's all about temperament and mindset when I get in there and sticking to the plan. You know, stick to the plan and I win the fight. You know, there'll come a time where I might have to stand my ground, and you know, that's fine, but I'll do it when I want to do it.
But it goes to show, doesn't it? Like we were saying earlier, you were saying about your record, you're off 2 losses. But that, as we said, that means nothing in the game of boxing. Because look, for example, look at Maxie Hughes. Currently, they're calling him the Cinderella man of boxing due to the fact of the run that he was on to the run that he was on now. It just takes that one opportunity and that one fight. And like I said, this could be your massive opportunity finally to break through and show what you can do to the world of boxing.
Yeah, and I've sparred Maxie, and I speak to Maxie now, and you know, like he got his opportunities from losses, and the thing is he's improved as a fighter from his losses. You know, and I've been able to go through that and see where I went wrong, and you know, the 2 fights I lost in COVID, in lockdown, you know, I learned loads from them, and you know, I just got, especially the Antwerp fight, I just got the tactics all wrong. I went in there thinking how the fight was going to be, and it was a total opposite to what I thought. So, you know, and that's the thing, and I've learned from that now to expect the unexpected type thing when I get in there. You know, Ekow comes with a very good work rate, and they call him the engine, and everyone makes it clear that's why they call him that. But for me, I know there's going to be a little bit more than just that. You know, there is going to be more than that, and I'm preparing for every aspect that I need to. You know, I'm preparing for a fight if it turns into a fight, and I'm preparing to be sharp on boxing if it turns into that. And I think as long as I'm on my game and I listen and follow the plan and and fight and box how I know I can, then I'll be the new champion.
And that's what we want to see, isn't it? Do you mean it's like I say, it's sticking to that game plan. It's got having that A, B, C, and D if it's needed to be able to change them tactics in the ring. Because like I said, people who are watching this video may have never experienced stepping foot in the ring. It's not as easy sometimes to stick to a game plan. Obviously, because sometimes you could get that adrenaline rush kick in, or you could just grab that warrior mentality kick in. It could take you straight away off that game plan. So it's just being that smart fighter to stick to that plan that has been set for the fight, isn't it?
Yeah, and there's that saying in there, everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face. And it's true. You can have the best plan ever. If you go in that first round and get sat on your ass in the first round, the chances are you're gonna have to change your plan a little bit. But it is that, and you have to prepare for all outcomes. And it's funny because the three big fights I've had, Cartwright, Taylor, and Antwi, 2 of them were fight of the years contenders. So I'm not in boring fights myself. And the losses, and I got sat on my ass in both fights, and they're going to look into that, and they're going to think, oh, you have to do that. And it's a fight, and at the end of the day, and one punch or one shot can change everything. And it's the same on him. I could land one shot on him, and it could change everything, And that I'm going in there with 1,000,000% belief that I'm going to win this fight. I just have to make sure I turn up the best I can. And I'm doing everything I can in the gym now. And if I turn up how I'm with the work I'm putting in, then I'll win the fight.
Which is obviously, like I said, he's got that O to protect as well. And obviously you've suffered them 2 losses. You know what it's like to lose. You know what it's like to come back from some losses. Obviously, because you have done it, and now you're in probably the biggest fight of your career. Do you know what I mean? So he's having that worry of maybe that losing that, or you haven't got that. So that could be an advantage for your end, do you think?
Yeah, he's obviously going to want to protect it. But I think as well, if you lose, you kind of, when you're winning, you're going back to the gym and you won and you move on. And when you lose, you have to look then, all right, where did I go wrong? At the minute, he's not had to go back to the gym, and he I don't know. I don't really watch much boxing, to be honest. But obviously, I've seen him fight. I watched him against Danny Ball, I think it was. And, I think when you're winning, you might not necessarily go back and say, okay, I need to work on this, and this. But he got away with it. He got away with a win. And I think that's the thing, when people are winning all the time, and I was the same, you never really went back and think, oh, where did I go wrong? Because all you're thinking is, well, I won. I won the fight, so I don't need to look at all else. Because I got, I turned it around, or I won, or, and the Taylor and Antwi fight, I managed to, especially more after the Antwi fight, because I had longer out to process things and look at where I was really going wrong and what I was doing and what I needed to do. And, and I think that again, with that experience, and I've gone through that, I kind of know what I have to do to go back and change things.
Yeah, definitely. And like I said, the division at the minute, the welterweight division is flying. Obviously, we got some big names in Britain at the minute, or even though they base themselves in Britain. We got Ekow Essuman, you've got Conor Benn, you've got Josh Kelly making his comeback now on May the 13th. What fights do you think if you were to win on April the 29th, what fights do you think, I know we don't look past this one, obviously, because this is the be all and end all at the moment, but obviously with the division being so busy and stacked of talent at the minute in Britain, where do you think this will take you from this fight?
I'm not sure. I mean, look at the past. My past has shown that. If you'd have asked me after the Antwi fight 12 months down the line, I was going to be fighting for the British, I'd have ripped your hand off. But I don't know. I think obviously this is a voluntary, so I would imagine there's going to be a mandatory somewhere.
Yeah.
I have a feeling it'll be Antwi, to be honest. That's what I'm thinking. But it's pointless even thinking about it. Because I've got to beat Ekow, who at the minute is the British champion. So he's the best in the division on paper. He's got the British title, what everyone wants. So, you know, I'm kind of, I don't know, I've got the first crack at the whip kind of thing out of all them names, you know, the British guy. So I'm going to take that and you know, give everything I can and win that. And then for me, whoever I get told to fight is who I'll fight. I don't really, I'm not bothered anymore. I don't care. You know, go to the interview I done in November. I said it. I won't sit and call Ekow out or anything. It was actually at the show. I seen him.
Yeah.
I won't sit and call him out, but if the opportunity comes, I'll take it. And it's exactly the same. Whoever I get told to fight, that's who I'm fighting. And you know, I don't. And that's how the remainder of my boxing career is going. That's it. You know, whoever I'm fighting, that's who it is. Whatever name's given to me, that's who it is.
That's the old-fashioned way, isn't it? The old-fashioned fight there. Just give me a name, tell me where, and I'm ready. I'm ready to go, isn't it?
And you see, like, protecting and knowing all this stuff. I was 20-0 at one point. 20-0, didn't really get any opportunity. I got one opportunity at the Cartwright fight. That was it. I got the Taylor fight. I got beat. I got an English title fight off of that. I got beat in that. Now I've got a British title fight. So it shows that winning isn't. Keep winning doesn't mean you're gonna get there.
Goes to show, like you said, you believe you've got this opportunity off them 2 losses, but this opportunity is the biggest of your career that could propel your career to we don't know where. I mean, it could rocket.
Yeah, I think if you spoke to top 10, 15 fighters in the country or whoever, you know, the names who people know, and you was to say to people, give me your top 5, top 10 in Britain, British fighters at welterweight, my name won't get mentioned.
No.
I win this fight, my name's going to be mentioned. You know, and that's the thing. And at the minute, no one gives, even when the fight's happening, all the welterweights that are watching that fight aren't going to be watching me. They're going to watch everything. They're going to watch everything he does, everything he's doing wrong, all the mistakes he's making, and all this stuff. No one's going to give a shit about me. And then I'll turn the fight. I'll win the fight, and then all of a sudden it's going to be, oh shit, we never thought about him. And then all of a sudden, you do this interview with fucking, I don't know, another welterweight in the country. I don't know, you pick one. It doesn't matter who. On the Thursday before my fight, I win the fight and do it Sunday. My name will suddenly get mentioned. It's
that opportunity, isn't it? It's getting your name out there and having that being mentioned. And once people start talking about you, then the opportunities come.
Yeah, that's the thing. And at the minute, it's kind of like everyone's sleeping on me because I've had 2 losses. You know, he's not that good, and it's like, all right, I lost a close fight with Taylor. Yeah, I got stopped by Antwerp, but I won rounds in that fight. After being dropped, I still went back and won rounds. So it's not like I've been controlled and battered in every fight I've had. Do you know what I mean? I was in the fight. I was in the fights, you know. And styles make fights and stuff as well. That you know, that's another thing. And I'm fine with everyone writing me off, and it's not going to change anything. And they can think what they want. If they want to think that I'm going to get battered in a round, then that's fine. If they want to think I'm going to get beat up for 10 rounds or 12 rounds, they can think what they want. That's not going to alter how I'm preparing or what I'm thinking. It's an opinion, and their opinion, and no one's opinion really means anything at the minute.
Yeah, exactly. As long as you've got that focus and determination to you know what the result is going to be. Everyone else's opinion doesn't matter. Their opinion will change when if you win on April the 29th.
The only person that can change what happens in the fight is me. You know, so I don't need to worry about blooming Barry from Barnsley thinking I'm going to get beat. It doesn't have an effect on me because it's obvious. I get it. I get why everyone thinks I'm going to get beat. I get it. It makes sense. He's the British champion. He's unbeaten. He beat Chris Jenkins for the British title. He's beat the champion. So it makes. I get why my phone's going to go dead. So like, I fully get why people are thinking that, but it's not gonna change my thought process. Or I'm not suddenly gonna start thinking, oh yeah, wait, he might be right. He's never been in a ring before, but I'm gonna believe him. He's right. I'm gonna get beat. I've got to turn up, do the best I can, and if I do the best I can, I win the fight. You know, no matter what I have to go through to do it, I know 1,000,000% I'll win the fight.
Amazing, it's brilliant. So just quickly, any thoughts? Obviously in Britain at the minute, obviously Conor Benn is the biggest name at welterweight. What do you make of his career so far, and obviously the route that he's taken?
I think obviously, I think he got a lot given that, but he's now proved himself, hasn't he? You know, he seems a very angry man when he talks, like he wants to kill everyone. But you know, I think listen, he's been matched well. He's been matched right. You know, he's been matched with the right fights at the right times, and I guess that's what a good team's going to do. And you know, it's funny because every welterweight wants to fight him. Because it's kind of everyone in world boxing at the weight wants to fight Canelo, because Canelo is going to be the one where you're going to earn the most money.
Yeah.
For welterweights in Britain, Conor Benn's going to be the one where you're going to earn the most money. That's and I get why everyone wants to fight him, and you know, I think with his style, is exciting. He's good to watch. He can fight, but I think he's, like I say, the matching's been perfect for him. You know, I don't think he beats Avanesyan. I really don't think he beats Avanesyan at all. I think that's a step too far. But you know, what do I know?
It's a big fight, isn't it? It's one that they're calling for, but it doesn't seem to be coming in. Obviously, he says he's crushing it in the gym. That's his saying, his favorite saying. But he just doesn't seem to be. They seem to be, like you said, they seem to be going a totally different direction from the Avanesyan fight. They don't seem to be wanting it every time it's mentioned. It seems to be that it's, we'll have this one first or this one first. But Avanesyan himself as well, he's been offered big opportunities as well, hasn't he? And obviously he got offered an eliminator for the world title. Then he ended up fighting Liam Taylor, which obviously you've been in the ring with yourself. So
yeah, I mean, it's boxing, isn't it? You don't know. I don't think Conor Benn wants Avanesyan at the minute. I really don't. I can, if the fight gets made, I can see it been when Avanesyan's been beat, maybe. Then all of a sudden they'll match him at the right time. And yeah, I heard Avanesyan turned down Ortiz. I don't know how true it is. I don't know what happened with it. I have no idea on that. But I've sparred Avanesyan a few times, and the man can fucking fight. Yeah. He really is a nightmare to be in the ring with. So strong and can bang a little bit as well. And he's just relentless, isn't he? You know, he's really relentless with what he does. And I think at the minute he's at his best. I think he's at his peak at the minute. And I think that's why a lot of welterweights will want to stay away from him.
Well, let's bring it back to your fight then on 29th. You tell me what's going to happen.
I'm just going to beat him. That's it. You know, I've predicted the Taylor fight and the Andrew fight and got it wrong. So I'm not going to give a round or a way I'm going to do it. I just know if I turn up how I need to turn up, I'll win the fight, and shock a hell of a lot of people and kind of do the old hello welterweight division. There's another name. There's a new name in town, you know, and shock everyone and just silently stick a middle finger up to everyone who thinks I'm going to get chinned.
What will it mean to you and obviously your family as well to hear them words and the new? Do you mean they're the words that everyone wants to hear in boxing? So
it's massive, man. And you know, bearing in mind that I've got a full-time job, I work full-time. I've got a rest day today. I've got the day off.
Yeah.
But I've got a full-time job. I work. You know, I do work at a gas company digging holes and stuff. So you know, I do that all day or whatever shift I'm on, and then I go training. Or I'll train in the morning and work at the afternoon. And, you know, I'll still always have to do that. I always still will do that. But I just think more for upcoming fighters that, you know, think they have to box full time and all this stuff. you know, I just want to prove that I can do it. Working full time, I can still do it.
Do you think that opportunity will come to become a full-time fighter for the last bit, with the end of your career, with obviously the opportunities you'll have after if you win this fight?
No, probably not. Probably not. I don't know. I could be wrong, but you know, I've got to think of my wife and my kids first, and you know, the roof over my head. And boxing isn't paying that at all. You know, so I've got a full-time job that I can support my family and stuff and my kids, and you know, that for me is more important than anything else. So if who knows what will happen after this fight? You know, nobody knows. But at the minute, I'll keep my job and keep fighting as I do, and hopefully win the British title and take my belts to dig holes with me. Leave them on the side.
Keep them told your work trousers up.
Yeah, leave them in the back of the van just in case.
Yeah, no. Like I said, massive respect to you, Da, and obviously we're wishing you all the best of luck on April the 29th. Is there any sponsors you want to give a shout out to?
You put me on the spot now. I've got to try and remember them all, haven't I? I've got them all on the back of the top. Napoleon's Bradford, Diary Building Products, Brightside Developments, Milan's, I think it's Beauty. Milan's Beauty is my cousin's girlfriend's shop. I know I'm going to forget. Blue Hills Farm Shop, they give me all my chicken and stuff and my meat for.
Oh, amazing.
Making weight a little bit more comfortable. Barrett Steel is a new one. They've just come in for this fight. They just started a sponsorship with me for this fight. City Glass as well is another one who's joined me for this fight. I think that's them all. If I forgot you, I'm really sorry, and I'm terrible at this stuff. So I do apologize if I forgot you. I'm sorry.
Well, I really appreciate you taking time out of camp, Da, because obviously I know you've just come out of training yourself. So like I said, I wish you all the best of luck here from Eat, Sleep, Boxing Repeat on April the 29th. And hopefully you'll be hearing them words and the new.
Lovely, mate. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Da. Thank you.